who choose lamp over luxury, Florence Nightingale. Hi, just people. Today I'll be telling the story of a lady who chose lamp over luxury. Like she embarrassed her whole village by choosing purpose over prayer, and the name was Florence Nightingale. And if she lived today, motivational speaker would use her life to charge you 50k for coaching. But before we move ahead today, don't scroll away from my video. Please and please don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share my videos for more interesting stories like this. Florence Nightingale was born in 1820. She is an Italian born from British. She was born into a wealthy, rich family. Like it's not family that can afford and they cannot afford. This one can afford. She was born into a rich, wealthy, first class family. The plan for Florence Nightingale was so simple: marry a rich man, gossip, drink, and die. But Florence Nightingale said no. At 16 years old, she said, God told me to help the sick. Like God told me to help the sick. There was a problem back then. Nursing was a very dirty job. Like it was not a good job to them then. Nursing was a dirty, stinking, embarrassing job for rich ladies. But Florence Nightingale did it anyways, even despite our family were against it and the society were against it. Florence Nightingale, she did it as she said, God told me to help the sick. It was only the poor, untrained people, even the drunk people that does that job. Respectable lady didn't touch nursing job at all. But Florence Nightingale, she did it as she said, God told me to help the sick. Even despite the society be against that, she did it. In 1954, which was the Crimean War, the British soldiers were dying. But guess what? They were not dying of bullets. This gunshot, they were not dying of it. They were dying of infection, rats, dirty water, and hospital with no water. 42 out of every soldiers died. The British government was desperate, so they called Florence Nightingale, and Florence Nightingale packed 38 nurses. She trained herself, and they entered the war hospital. But what did she meet? Florence Nightingale met dying soldiers lying in their own waste with no clean bandages and no fresh air. And what did she do? She opened the window, like she opened the war hospital window. She scrubbed the floor. She washed the dirty place. She made everybody wash their hand and made them proper food. And in 6 months, 6 months, death rate fell from 42% to 2%. Now, listen to what made Florence Nightingale special and why we call her the quoted name, the lady with the lamp. Every night, Florence Nightingale walked the ward with the lamp. You know, a place where, do you know the meaning of ward? Let me explain. A room where a patient stays, it is called a ward. So Florence Nightingale walked the ward with a lamp so that the soldiers went alone.